two main designations, the ASA and the FSA. And I think maybe this will bring us to the requirements to get these designations. VEE, those are validated educational experiences. So some coursework that you do can count for those. And then right here are the exams. How many do we have? 2, 4, 6, 7, maybe some additional ones later on. The first two that most people take are this probability exam and a financial math exam. And the major that we offer covers the coursework for these two exams. So by the time you leave with an actuarial science degree, you would have at least seen the coursework for these exams. The exams are challenging. They're both 3-hour computer-based exams, and they recommend like 30 hours of studying for each exam. So it's quite a bit of work to get through the exams. And that's the whole game, really. If you want to become an actuary, you study for these exams, you learn a lot of math, and then you end up working as an actuary. The other website that I'll look at real quick, show you real quick, is Siam.org. Siam is the Society for Industrial and Applied Mathematics. It's a professional society that mathematicians belong to and other people in industry belong to. And there's some really good information here for students. Let me see. So students in education, resources. So they have, they've broken it down: undergrad students, K-12 students, and then educators. I usually go to this undergrad students link. And I'll just, again, you can look at this on your own, but there's a nice brochure, this Siam Careers brochure. Here we go. It's in color. And one of the nice things that I like about this, right, that they list some organizations that hire mathematicians and computational scientists. Like if you get a math degree, I feel like it is quite marketable, but when you go to any of the job boards, there are tons and tons of job boards on the internet, and if you search for a mathematician, not much is going to come up. But you just kind of have to know what to search for. There are lots and lots of careers that are looking to hire people that have strong quantitative skills, that have degrees in mathematics, but they're not called mathematicians. So right here are some possible job titles, lots and lots of possibilities for what you might do with mathematics. And then I think the rest of the brochure gets into some brief biographies of people who have, either a statistics or a mathematics background, and they talk about what they do in their life and just kind of like what their job is like. So feel free to poke around at any of those sites, and I'm sure you'll get plenty of ideas for what you might do with a degree in math. There we go. I like the gallery view better. In the math department, we have a statistics minor. We don't have a statistics major. Statistics is a widely sought after skill in industries. The statistics minor consists of 6 courses. 2 of those courses, like the last 2 that you do, are a statistics internship, and then like a research methods type of course in statistics. In the math department, like I said, we have 6 full-time faculty. We all have PhDs in mathematics. We do our own research. My research is in applied mathematics. I do some numerical work with MATLAB. MATLAB is a software program. I solve differential equations numerically. Lately, I've been looking at modeling like phase separation problems on lipid bilayers, right? So there's like a biology application to my work. All of us in the department are interested in doing research with undergraduates, and some of us have done that. Quite a few of us have done this in the past. Some of us have published papers in undergraduate journals with undergraduates. So I've talked a lot. What can I tell you? What else can I tell you? Sonny, so you're in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm in Ohio, Cleveland area. So
Okay, not too far away.
Mhm.
What math have you had? You're still in high school, right?
Yeah, so right now I'm in pre-calculus honors, and then next year I'm either taking Calc BC or Calc AB.
Okay.
Shooting for BC. So
Yeah. And are you a sophomore now or a junior?
I'm a junior.
Okay. So yeah, certainly doing either of those two AP Calc courses is a great idea. If you get through the BC with a high enough score, you could get credit for Calc 2 here and then start in Calc 3. We offer Calc 3 every fall semester.
Okay.
I was I have like kind of thought about like the data aspect of it, like data analysis and things like that. I was just kind of curious, like how would a mathematics degree kind of contribute to like that sort of area?
Um, well, I mean, in mathematics, you know, we have a whole slew of courses. We have the whole curriculum. We could look at that if you like, but you take 3 semesters of calculus where you learn calculus. Right, calculus is kind of a study of functions. Um, Elena, have you had calculus yet?
Um, I took AP calculus back in high school. I have not really taken any math courses
Right.
in here yet, just because I'm still kind of exploring. So
In calculus, you learn about derivatives, you learn about integrals, those kind of the main objects that you learn about. Derivatives of functions arise whenever you have change, really. A derivative is an instantaneous rate of change. And so, right, in lots and lots of places in the world, quantities are changing with respect to other quantities. The temperature is changing with respect to time. And there are lots and lots of other examples. One of the nice things about calculus and why it really took off as a subject is that it is so widely applicable. You do have change throughout the world in lots and lots of contexts, and so calculus really gives you the tools to create models for what you see in real life. So when you're looking at data and you start to engage maybe in the modeling process, there are various reasons why you might want to engage in the modeling process. Maybe you're trying to explain why you saw something that you saw, right? So you collected some data, and that data, you want to understand what that data is telling you about what you observed. And so you might try to create a model for that. But models are also created to make predictions, right? Thinking about actuarial science and insurance companies, maybe they're trying to analyze risk, right? People have insurance plans and companies want to know maybe how much money they'll have to pay out in some given time period, right? Based on a number of different factors. And so these models are created from data a lot of the time. So part of the math degree helps you learn a bunch of tools, a bunch of mathematical tools that can be used to eventually create models, to work with models, to analyze what you're seeing in data. Lately, you know, when the internet took off, when people realized, oh my gosh, we can just collect tons and tons of data all the time. Lately, it's been, you want to have a background in computers as well. At NU, we have a computer and information sciences major. That major has sort of gotten away from programming. It used to be pretty heavy into programming, but I feel like it has kind of moved away from that. I feel like a lot of computer science majors, not only at NU but elsewhere, have moved away from programming. But as a math major, you would take, we require you to take one programming course. There are some others that are offered here. And if you're going to work with data later on, it's certainly a good idea to start to learn how to do some programming. The actual language that you learn or you work with is maybe less important than, you know, seeing something and kind of getting a feel for how programming works. Have either of you done any programming or taken any courses like that?
I'm taking a computer sciences class next year. So
Cool. What do you know, like what it'll cover?
I think it's going to be a little bit of coding, then just other software and hardware things with computers.
How about you, Elena?
I haven't taken anything. But like it did when I started kind of looking into the possible data aspect, I was thinking like, oh, like I would need to get some kind of computer science background, but I have not taken any courses.
Mm-hmm. Is this your first year here?
Yeah, first year, second semester.
Okay, yeah. There are a couple of departments on campus that are looking into data analytics. The business school has been thinking about a data analytics minor. The math department would be involved with that. We would probably supply some statistics courses to that minor. And the computer information sciences department is looking into some sort of data analytics or maybe like data visualization major. And again, the math department would supply some courses to that as well. Because it has become quite popular, working with data. I mean, statistics, right? Statistics is all about working with data. And like I said, we have a statistics minor. The statistics minor has been pretty popular. Historically, it has attracted a lot of psychology majors, because psychology majors do studies, collect their data, and then they have to analyze it. And so they need to know some statistics in order to do that analyzing. At some level, statistics is really based on calculus. We have an introductory statistics course that is not part of the minor nor the major. So that's kind of like a friendly introduction to statistics, where you learn some of the basic terminology, kind of the way that statistics works. But then in the minor, we have the upper level courses, and those are calculus based. Good questions. I like the questions. Sunny, have you visited NU?
No, I have not.
It's a nice campus. I like it here.
Yeah, I was checking it out on Google Maps, and you guys are like super close to the Canada border and stuff. I was checking it out.
Yeah, definitely. We are right on the gorge.
Hmm.
We're a few miles from Niagara Falls. I forget the actual distance. Have you been to Niagara Falls before?
No, I have not.
Okay. It's amazing, right? But there's a huge river gorge that it has created as it's
Yeah.
moved back, right? And our campus is situated right by Devil's Hole State Park, and you can walk down into the gorge and hike along the river. I do that frequently.
Sonny, what interested you in Niagara? How did you hear about our math program?
I think I just got emails from you from being signed up on College Board, and I think I put potential majors or something on there. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Glad to know that works, because I always get nervous. I'm like, oh, these
Yeah.
random kids.
Mhm.
But we have a really great admissions counselor that works all of Ohio. And we've had some really great students come from the state, and it's really not that far, which is really nice. Even though it seems
Yeah.
far, it really isn't.
So I mentioned that we have 6 faculty. That means we're a very small department, right? There are tons of research universities that have just gigantic math departments with 100 or 200 faculty, and you know that appeals to some people. But being part of a small department, I think has its benefits. Calculus is capped at 25 students. Most of the kind of mid-level or upper level major courses will maybe only have like 15 students. And sometimes the number of students in those classes is like as low as 5 or 7 or 10 maybe. Um, so, so I think that's good because students get a lot of interaction with faculty members. And that's kind of how I like to teach. The pandemic has not really been all that wonderful for me, but I'm still in the classroom. I'm teaching in person, but it's been a little bit limited because students are social distanced in the classroom, um, and so I haven't been able to walk around the classroom as much as I usually do, but that's what I like to do. The classrooms that I teach in have like 3 whiteboards at the front of the room, and I kind of use all of those whiteboards. I write down problems, we solve problems together. I like to ask students for next steps in the development. Um, and then I like to give students time to work on examples in class, and I like to walk around and see what each student is doing so that I can help them individually. So I'm really hopeful that next fall, things will start to return more to normal. And of course, you know, after next year, I think it'll just keep getting better, right? More normal. So we're a small department. We get to work with students individually in class. Um, Another thing that I like about being here is that I get to see majors from one class to the next. Right, sometimes I teach Calc 1 in the fall, then I teach Calc 2 in the spring, and I see the same students one semester to the next. Even if I don't do that, I'll typically see the students their first year, their second year, their third year, and then their fourth year, right? And so it's very rewarding to me to see the development in students. Um, so, so that's why I think the size is good for me, but I think it's probably also good for students. Students, I think, get to know us as faculty pretty well. We have about, I think right now we have like 44 majors. I think last year we were maybe at 50. The breakdown is about 20 math majors. And so that's roughly 10 actuarial science and 10 math majors. So that's across the 4 years. And then the other 24 students are math education majors. The math education majors it's basically a double major. They do a lot of education courses, but then they also go through a full mathematics curriculum.
I actually had a question. Because I looked on NU's website before and stuff, and I guess just something that I've kind of just been confused about is you said that there's a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science degree. You can get either or in mathematics. I guess kind of my question is like what's the difference basically? Like what's makes each one different?
Yeah, let me see if I can share that, share something with you. The Bachelor of Arts has like I think it's 2 fewer courses, and it has a little bit more flexibility. So we will regularly have students do a double major. And if you're going to do a double major, usually you will want to do a Bachelor of Arts as opposed to a Bachelor of Science, just because it has fewer courses and it has more flexibility. We have had students do double majors with the Bachelor of Science, but it's a little bit tighter to get that in. Let me share this here. Okay. Can you see this? Yep. Because we are small, we don't need to offer all of our courses every semester. There are some that we offer every semester, like Calc 1 and Calc 2, but then there's a rotation for some of the other courses. When you become a math major, you get assigned an advisor, a math faculty advisor, and you meet with your advisor at least once a semester to help plan your schedule for the next semester. You can certainly meet with your advisor more often. On this, so this is our rotation. It was revised in the fall. We give students this form to help you plan when you're going to take the various courses. So as you can see here, the BA, right, it has 2 less required courses than the BS does. The BS requires 222, which is differential equations. The BA has that listed as an elective. The BS, let's see, it requires either 332 or 336. And those students will often take 336 and also 335. And so those could be electives on the BA, but they're not required on the BA. It kind of like which major you go with maybe partly depends on what your goals are for when you graduate. If you are thinking maybe about doing a master's degree in mathematics or even doing a PhD, we've had some students go on to do a PhD in math. We would definitely recommend the BS because it covers more math courses, right? The more math you can take here, the better you are prepared for graduate school. If you're, like I said, if you're thinking about a double major, then the BA would probably be the way to go. Has that answered your question, Elena?
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Since I'm on this card here, the math curriculum, Sunny, is probably pretty similar to what you'll see at other schools. We have the full calc sequence, Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3. 222, like I said, is differential equations. That's one of my favorite courses to teach. 227 is foundations of math. That's like an intro to proofs class. Right, proving things is something that we all do in mathematics. Have you guys seen proofs before? Like maybe in geometry or something?
Yeah, I've seen them in geometry, and we were doing proofs in the last unit of pre-calc. So
Nice. How about you, Elena?
Yeah, I had proofs in geometry and I hated it. I did not enjoy geometry. I was more algebra and calculus. So
Cool. Geometry is 443 for us, and it's required for the math education majors because a lot of them might go and teach geometry in high school. Some math majors take it, but it would be an elective for a math major. So anyway, 227 is intro to proofs, and it is a prerequisite for some of the later courses. Some of the later courses in the major are proof-based courses, where we try to get, we help students learn how to write proofs. We write more proofs in those classes. For mathematicians, proving things is fun, and it's nice to do. We like to build mathematics up, in a logically consistent manner based on some set of rules or some set of axioms. 228 is linear algebra. It could be proof-based. Here it's kind of more applied. 228 linear algebra would be a great course to take if you're going to analyze data, right? Computers use linear algebra all the time, right? They work with ones and zeros. They're computing numbers constantly, and they're keeping track of those numbers. Linear algebra is kind of the main way to do that. 331, that's analysis. Analysis is kind of like fancy calculus, calculus from a rigorous point of view. 333 is algebra. So that's not exactly like algebra that you had in high school, but this is abstract algebra. It is proof-based. 335 and 336 is a probability and statistics sequence. And again, that's calculus-based, like I was talking about earlier. 499 is a cool course. That's a senior seminar. You're in the fall semester of your last year here. You would take this course, and it's like a capstone course. One of the intentions of the course is to try to help students kind of tie together a lot of the math that they've seen throughout the program. Sonny, you mentioned you're taking honors pre-calc.
yes.
Cool. We have a university honors program here. Elena, are you part of that?
no, I'm not.
It's a cool program. So Sonny, if you had the opportunity to do it, I would encourage it.
Okay.
The honors program requires students to write an honors thesis. That'll be a 2-semester sequence of courses during your last year here. The first semester, you find an advisor in the math department and you decide on some topic to study. The first semester you do the reading and start to work on your problem, and then the second semester you actually write up what you did.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you did an honors thesis, that would take the place of senior seminar.
All right.
Lots of information. So Sonny, are you in person or remote?
So right now my school's in a hybrid schedule. So on Monday and Tuesday, excuse me, on Monday and Tuesday I go into school. Then Thursday and Friday, I'm at home, and then on Wednesday, everybody's at home so they can clean the building.
Okay.
But I think after spring break, they're bringing everybody back 4 days a week. So getting closer to normal, but
Right. Elena, do you have in-person classes?
No, I purposely chose all online classes for this semester just because I kind of had the option to do that because I'm just a little cautious with COVID and everything. I know we're kind of getting a little bit better with like the vaccines and everything, but I still was just a little cautious. So
Yep. Yep.
That was the nice thing, that all students had the option to be from home, all online, or if they wanted to have mostly in person. So that was the nicest thing, is we still have classes in person, but you can choose to be online. I think almost every class was offered on both formats, in person, hybrid, and fully online.
So what right, you both said you had heard a little bit about actuarial science. Are there other parts of mathematics that kind of appeal to you, or are you interested maybe in like physics or economics or some other field like that too?
well, I was kind of looking towards using math in some sort of engineering class.
Mhm.
So I'm also taking an intro to engineering next year too, just to check everything out.
Right. We don't have engineering here. We do have a few physics courses. Um, my background is partly in physics. I never did any engineering, but um, certainly our kind of more applied classes would help. Calculus, differential equations. How about you, Elena? Other interests that you have?
I don't know because like I'm still in AEP, so like I'm kind of just open to kind of anything at this point. Like I'm considering other majors too, but it's just I haven't thoroughly thought about it, so I don't know.
I think that's a pretty popular program here. Um, Sonny, do you know about that?
No, I don't.
It stands for Academic Exploration Program. So if you don't know which major you want to start with, you can go into that program. And then, like Elena is saying, you have an opportunity to explore various options before you choose a major. That's how my undergraduate experience was, right? I didn't have to choose a major ahead of time, and I kind of appreciated that. So at NU, for a lot of students, I think it's convenient that you can choose your major right away and get started on it right away. But then, you know, uh, like like Elena and like me, we kind of needed to think a little bit more about what it was that we wanted to do. So there's that possibility as well.
Do you guys have any other questions?
No, I think I got everything. So
Cool. What were you talking about at first? I've heard about these math problems or something that you guys corresponded on.
Yeah, so we sent out an email trying to get students to answer math problems to tell more about the faculty night tonight. And Sunny's response was the funniest. He wasn't the first to respond, but he was the most memorable. So it was, how many pizzas would you need to feed 7 purple eagles if they each ate at least 3/4 of a pizza or something like that. But Sunny said that you need at least 8 or 9, because eagles eat a lot. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Sounds good.
Now, who doesn't love pizza? That's what college is about, right? Pizza all the time. I know when I was a student, every Friday night at 10 p.m., there was an activity going on in the gym or the rec center or the main campus center. There was always pizza. So even if you just wanted pizza, you just show up at 10 p.m. for free pizza every Friday. It was great.
Pizza is a staple, that's for sure.
Now, even in the dining hall, we have a pizza station. Elena, have you been on campus at all yet, or have you been online both semesters?
I was on campus a little bit last semester. I had like half in person, half online last campus. So I was on campus a little bit, but not too much. So
Did you get to check out the dining hall at all?
no, because I don't have like dining plan or anything. So like I just kind of wasn't able to like get in there or anything. But also like I really don't need it too, because like I have not
Yeah, I
gotten in there. But I mean I have
Yeah.
been in there before because my brother just graduated last year in May, and like we would visit him from like time to time and there. So I have been in there, just
Yeah.
not as an actual student yet.
Did you come as like on siblings weekend or anything like that?
No. I only went to family weekend like once when he was a freshman, but then like he was in ROTC, so he ended up kind of being like really busy and like just never really had time for like sibling stuff or anything.
Tell me
So.
about it. I graduated in 2018, and it was definitely busy. I tried to do family weekend and siblings weekend, but it's definitely challenging.
My email is hard to find on the website, so there it is. Feel free to send me emails if you have questions. I will write back. I'm happy to chat some more, but if everyone's good, we can wrap up.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know it wasn't a ton of people, but that's more valuable, honestly, is getting that one-on-one time with our faculty.
Yeah, thank you for hosting this. It's good information. So yeah, thank you.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you both.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good night. Good luck with everything.
Oh yeah. Are you guys gonna have more things like this, or is there like a email thing that you guys will be sending it?
Yeah, we'll always send an email before we have another event. We'll try to do one. It probably won't be till maybe the summertime.
Okay.
Just because with the end of this semester, a lot of seniors are trying to figure out what's going on, but definitely try and come get to campus. I know Ohio is kind of far, and right now with all of New York State's guidelines, it's difficult.
Yeah.
But hopefully during the summer and into the fall, things will change. But we have been allowing students pretty much on campus for daily visits for all but maybe November.
Okay.
And then since then, we've been in person. So we have daily visits. We had a STEM open house last weekend that was really great. So people like Dr. Barg were there, our Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. So when you get to campus, you can try to meet with everyone that you want to meet with, whether it's the Dean, whether it's Dr. Barg, anybody admissions that you'd like to speak with.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Have a good night.
Oh yeah, you guys too.
Thanks. Bye.
Have a good night, Dr. Barg.
Okay, you too. Thanks. Bye-bye.